Hello, gamers.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was play-by-play. God
Yeah,
dang it. Well,
I'm
we
so
are
used
back.
to the other person always doing intro. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I do too. But this is week 7 of BOL Diamond. It's the last week of the regular season, and unfortunately or fortunately, depending how you see it, all the seeds are locked for playoffs. So this is more just like I would say a glorified scrim at this point. But we are here with Miss Cat's Black facing against Akuma. Miss Cat's, they're sitting at 3-3, while Akuma sitting at 4-2 series record. Both teams had some good points this season. I think Akuma has been slowly, you know, they started off strong, but I think they lost like the last 2 out of 3 or something.
yeah.
Something interesting, but this should be a decently good one. Miss Cats is using an E sub for tonight. That would be Tambo in the bot lane.
Mhm. Yeah, although I think their normal support will be back next game from what I saw in chat. Their chat is rushing. Their support is rushing home in traffic, so that's always fun. But Jink's gonna be the B1 pick here. That champ has been kind of crazy this patch. I've been having homies flame me for letting that champ through champion select. And yeah, gonna be paired here with the Lulu. Gonna be some great peel.
Yeah, then you know back with the Zyra Khan on the other side. We got the both bot lane picked in the first 2 picks. Like you said, the Jinx been kind of crazy. Sejuani, we've seen a ton of Sejuani game played, especially with just lockdown potential. A big beefy front line giving the opportunity for Jinx to kind of pop off. It looks like they're just trying to protect Cornstar in this game.
Definitely a solid plan to play around the Jinx here. Though I want to see what they lock in for the soul lanes here. You don't want to put all the eggs in the Jinx basket, even though she is like a superstar hyper carry. Because when you do that, you're kind of opening yourself up for, well, our one player died. We cannot fight anymore here. See what the pick is. Udyr going to be the response to this. Sejuani most likely in the jungle, although I have seen a few people play Udyr top. Plays pretty similar.
Yeah,
Um,
Trick 2G.
mhm.
But so far we've seen both bot lanes picked, both assuming jungle's picked. Obviously, Sejuani could go top lane, Udyr could go top lane, but I'm pretty banking on the fact that Sejuani will be in that jungle, Udyr will be in jungle as well.
And Shen going to the ban here. Targeting Mysticat's top laner, who does
Yeah,
have Shen in their name, so kind of expected here. Orianna also being taken off the board. That champion is currently 100%
very
ban
safe
loss.
laner, has high team fight potential, so taking out the Orianna is pretty big. The Shen, just looking at them stats comp, he's like, okay, they're trying to protect Jinx. Shen is one of those champions that has a huge shield with the Stand United, so taking that off the board to kind of dissuade that further. But I don't think Shen's actually in like the best spot, so I wouldn't even pick it.
Yeah, yeah. Granted, you are facing a person with Shen in their name, so
Yep.
might be afraid that it
Looks
is a
like
one.
a banned Gragas. Gragas got banned. Um,
Okay.
so Gragas is gonna be taken off the board. The last ban for Miss Cats will be Yone.
Huh? Wait. Okay, there seems to be some issues here for the drafting. That Malphite should be
Oh
Gragas? Question mark.
no, 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 no. The one that was for Akuma was Gragas.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The with the blank ban. So
Already a little bit goofy. It's bringing me back to the
yes.
dr- the pro
So
draft
Akuma
day.
bans Shen and Gragas for their round 2 bans, and then Miss Cats banning Orianna Malphite. Um, Guess they just don't want their Jinx to get jumped on. But
You
Moe's will be locking in that Kali mid, so you do have an assassin. Kind of, I would think that's what's gonna pop out because you see a Jinx, you see a Lulu, you kind of want to make sure that Jinx dies every team fight, or they always have that possibility of just going crazy and keep getting resets to all in.
Yeah,
Oh, and
although
then
I mean
he
this
says strong
decline
laners.
might have a bit of issues here because you are against Lulu plus Sejuani, and you are opening yourself up to what could be a mid lane counter pick here.
Hmm.
So might have a bit of a rocky road here, but definitely has very high highs. If you're able to come
Yeah.
out of lane or come out of lane ahead, should be able to pop some people. Rise locked in. That's face I haven't seen on the Rift in a while, but we will see
Oh,
some EQs.
you talk about strong laning. The only problem is picking the Rise is a very high economy champion, right? So the Jinx, the Rise are both gonna need a lot of gold to start becoming major carries. And you're talking about strong laners. The problem okay, well they picked the Renekton top, so they got one, but the Rise they might have to give up a lot of pressure in the mid lane, allowing the Akali to roam around the map. And if
Hmm.
Akuma is able to use their Khan roam effectively, Akali roam effectively, they might just be able to just keep pulling off just major dives in bot lane and mid lane.
The Gnar being hovered, pretty standard pick into the Renekton because he outrange, and then you're still able to go Mega Gnar and go toe to toe, and that will be locked in here. So we have both the comps here.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of front to back on both sides. Nothing too out of the ordinary except for, I guess, Rise, which I just haven't seen forever.
Yeah, it definitely sees the Rise being out, kind of like the redheaded stepchild at this point. It does not look that well synergized with this comp. Mostly because you need to get that Jinx in line. So you want to do that by making sure your other lanes are going to be in a safe state. Um, but with the Rise pick and your Jinx pick in the bot lane, we know a lot of pressure is going to be going onto Jinx. That bot lane river is going to be a high priority point of interest in this game. Uh, and obviously, that is going to look to basically take the first couple Dragon Sejuani. He's going to look to just try to get their laners ahead.
hmm Yeah, and you definitely have options to gank here. You can camp top because when it is mini Gnar and there is no hop, I mean, pretty easy to lock down if you even get on top of the Yordle, and you have the Renekton to combo with. Will be able to stun on up easily, and of course you can camp the other lanes to get your carries ahead here too. So Mystic Cats definitely have options here with this jungler.
Yeah.
We'll see what the Sejuani can do.
I mean, they have the Rise ultimate as well. That was, one of the big problems why Rise was so apparent in like play is because the ability to just go around the map, easy to execute dives because you can disappear for half a second and you can show up in top lane. Especially against champions like Gnar that I remember seeing in one game where Gnar died like 4 times in the first like 10 minutes because they just kept on getting dove.
It's the top lane experience sometimes. Sometimes you get first blood to teleport back to lane, and then next thing you know, there's another gank there 10 seconds later, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah, on
this
the
is a
flip
fun
side,
ending.
what happens if the Gnar gets ahead of this Renekton? This Renekton is going to
Um,
be in some deep shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the Renekton can still function from behind. That's part of the reason why, like, we're seeing so
Mm.
much Renekton and pre-mades and just bro right now. It's like, do you want to play Renekton strong side? Yeah, you can do that. Get him ahead, and he can snowball. You want to play Renekton weak side? I mean, yeah, just let him build Gore Drinker, let him build Sterix, and still able to frontline in fights. So definitely got options here. So even if the Nard does get a dead.
Yeah, I for the Akuma comp, we see they have a couple of ways of engaging, right? They have just the primary gauge would be the Rakan quickness, getting on top of some of the major threats on Mr. Cats, and then you got like secondary engages like the Gnar, jumping in with Mega. You got Akali flanking with her perfect execution. They have a lot of ways to play team fights, but the problem I see with Mr. Cats comp is they only have one way to engage, and that's going to be the Glacial Prison from Sejuani. They do have flank opportunities by
Hmm.
Gentai, but they need to play team fights with a lot of information to make sure that they just don't jump into a trap. They need to make sure that their Jinx is going to survive. They need to make sure their Rise is able to actually do some damage in these team
Hmm.
fights.
The good news here for Mysticats is that Akuma, they don't have the hardest of dive here. The Udyr, at the end of the day, does still have to run at you. The Gnar tends to be pretty telegraphed. You see that Gnar bar build
Yeah.
on up, and then you have an idea like, okay, they're probably going to look for the engage here. The only real X factor is this Akali in the mid lane. If that champion is able to get a flank here and take out the Jinx
hmm
or the Rise, that's going to put you on the back foot here because the Zio will scale up just like the Jinx and do a ton of damage, just doesn't have the 700 auto range.
Yeah. I mean, you still have the Lulu though. So you have a lot of protection no matter what. Yes, you don't have someone to like keep Akali just off of you for good, but with that little bit of time, it should enable Cornstar to get into a safer position. Unless they just get executed.
Yeah, yeah, like Sometimes the enemy assassin just gets rolling and you just realize your life as ADC is a walking money bag. Like,
Oh, 100%. But we are in the spectator delay, so we're going to take a short break right before the game, and in a couple minutes we will be back and for the final week of BOL Diamond. All right, we are back with the Miscats Black taking on Kuma, and we are gonna look like we're gonna see a standard 5 point go for Rito. Where do you see most of the action happening in this game?
uh, top lane is going to be the most bully here in terms of pure 1v1, at least early on. These two champions will definitely go for some.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot. Oh, looks like we do see some shenanigans. As Akuma does look to get some vision on the bot side of this cat's black's red side jungle. But on the top side, we see a lot of champions in the river. But Scary is seen in that
Minions has
bush, and
spawned.
they're gonna look to
Cool.
actually try to get some vision.
Oh, no mana flow. I mean, that's what you're looking for there.
Yep. Um, but just a little bit of trading of vision back and forth. Looks like Scary will start the blue side
Oh,
of his jungle, and he'll get a uh, leash. So, um, it's gonna be a kind of a slower clear for Scary during this first clear.
oh, I like this by Dobin.
Yeah,
All right.
they were spot on vision, or they were. I think yep, he's definitely
Yeah.
going to be seen taking the red side jungle of Scary. So Scary should just immediately go for the red side jungle of Akuma, which they will do. And they're not going to actually be seen in that red side jungle, but it is going to get pinged out here.
I mean, you're gonna have a bunch here. Let's see.
Yep.
I
And Shentai does hit level 2 first. They have actually a lot of pressure on this top side already, as they have a big stacking wave of minions that they will get this crash into the tower most likely. Trading the mid lane, Moe is level 1 while Illusion did hit level 2, so a little bit of advantage for Illusion already in the mid lane. Does have a small CS advantage, but it should change just slightly as Moe does get the XP and more items get
yeah.
bought.
Yeah. Level one, not the most nasty of trades since you usually have the boom. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
wait a minute. Scary was seen on the Raptor pit. They will have to flash, and Moe flashes after Illusion,
Oh
and Scary will
my.
go down. Yeah, that's just going to be a first blood going over to, how do you say, Ghoul Feng Tang? Yeah, I'm going to say that. Ghoul
Wolf
Feng
on
Tang.
tongue?
Tang, yeah.
If it's
So that's the
Chinese,
first
I know
blood.
it's pronounced ghoul.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just call it mood here, but that is free 400 gold into the pocket, plus assist gold going over to Moe in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's pretty big there. I mean, they kind of knew that was happening. They had the vision that with Delphin just going in for that early peak. You see that Sejuani doing blue. You know what's happening. And Scary really low because they were leashless there. Blue buff right into red. Oh my.
Oh, and this shit rat's taking a lot of damage in the bot lane. They will have to flash, and Cornstar is looking to trade back. Arch is going to get some damage in return, but that's going to be a summoner advantage going to the bot lane as Cornstar and Tambo were able to get the flash out of Itchy Rat. But they do have better flash as they will have the Hex Flash available now. But going back to that invaded top side, Scary was only able to take the Raptors and the red buff while their entire bot side got taken. Dobbin does take a trade in the top side, but
Oh.
Shentai does take a turret shot. They will be put on 1 bar of HP, so close trade there. Shentai definitely wanted to get that kill, but Dobbin was able to flash away, so that's going to be a summoner advantage for Shentai, but they will have to back and most likely have to TP in to try to get this wave pushed in, as it's in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah, granted, Dobin also has to back here. Even with the Mega
Yeah.
Gnar transformation, you aren't going to get too much health back. Yeah, you see
Yep.
it jump up to like 35-40% there.
And we do
Lose?
see Go actually taking their own blue buff. They are going to look to invade yet again. They're going to try to take the Raptors. And this
Oh.
entire bot side from Scary is just disappearing as it comes up. So he's going to come to the bot side. There's nothing that can be done, as that's going to be a... Oh, looks
Oh,
like
support
that
BRB.
is going to be a pause. But the game state right now, it just feels so sad for Scary, as they just don't have a bot side at all.
Yeah, like their bot camps just spawned here, and you already have Gual there in the area. Like, homie's getting treated like a second-class citizen here. Oh, looks
Yeah,
like we should be back
and
inside.
that's just gonna delay their level 6, so they're not gonna have that glacial prison, which is gonna be very, very important to get a lot of CC onto some of these champions that you want to get kills secured for the Cornstar or Illusion, and that's gonna keep getting delayed, as that is the primary form of engage that Miscats have.
Mm-hmm. That and also it gets you a lot of control here. Could look for an early dragon. Just use that to force objectives here. Because if
But
you're
we
able
are
to
back in the
upgrade this.
game.
Oh. There we
Um,
go. If you upgrade the smite earlier, you'll have a much more potent objective taking since it does an extra 300. Or,
yeah.
you know,
And we do see Scary just roaming, looking around the map. They do have their Krugs available as it just spawns, so they'll be able to pick up something here. And
there it
but we do
is.
see Udyr actually go towards the dragon, and I think he's gonna start it. But the spectator gets frozen,
I love
and
this.
it's always fun.
It's been an issue for like, I think a year now.
Yeah, it has to be in here. But they don't really care about spectator. They never brought TFT spectator, so
Yeah,
which is
that's so
weird because
dumb.
TFT was a growing game.
Yeah, like, because there is literally a spectator mode for TFT,
Hmm. Is there?
but why? You have the technology. That and
Oh,
also like another thing that pisses me off. On Tournament Realm, they get 20 spectator slots. On
yeah.
live, they'll only have 4. It's like you literally have the technology. You have it on one of these
That
servers.
is
Like, why
still
can't you just put it on the
mental.
other? Like,
But
what
that
is
is going to
the
be dragon
incentive?
picked up. Udyr is actually getting quite low here, but there's not going to be any contest from Miskets. And in the top side, Dobbin actually hits level 6 first. Shentai is going to be level 5, but it's going to be able to pick up this wave and hit level 6 off of it,
Red
most
team
likely.
has
But
slain the
he's
dragon.
going to look for a small trade just to get a little bit of damage going.
Yep. Aside from
I think
that first blood,
Yeah,
things
big thing
have
to
been.
note, even though a lot of flashes were burned from Akuma, Khan had the blow flash, Moe blew flash, mostly the chase after the kill. Um, Dobbin had the flash, but none of this is actually get punished because of how far Scary is behind in the game.
Like, they're level 4 right now, while we're seeing the 80 carries tick over to 5. That's usually a bad sign for junglers when you're a lower level than the ADCs.
Yeah,
Um,
but right now Shentai is gonna look to zone out Dobbin, and we see him able to actually zone pretty well, taking a small trade back. But Dobbin's gonna trade back. Does have Oh, they're gonna do a ton of damage to Shentai. Shentai will be put at about 1/6 of his health bar, but he still
mm,
has the Dominus available. But Dobbin does have the Gnar available whenever they power up to Mega Gnar, which is gonna be right now. In the bot side. Oh, there it
oh,
is.
get this done.
Man, I hate I hate direct camera, but in the bot side, Arch does get rooted up by the Jinx traps, and Arch will have to cleanse, and we'll need to run away a little bit. So that's gonna be a cleanse burned yet again from, or not yet again, but a summoner burned yet again from the bot side of Akuma. So this bot side for Miskaz is doing really well. At the top side though, Dobbin will get ganked by Scary, but is able to just jump away very easily. So that could have resulted in a kill if Shentai was able to be a little bit closer to that fight.
Yeah, not able to get the Ruthless Predator there. Great
Oh,
knock up.
Tambo's taking a lot of damage. Tambo will go down as Arch does flash forward to get the kill. Cornerstar is going to trade back, but most likely won't be able to get any trade kills because they have no mana left. So, you know, Arch, Ichirat, they had to burn a lot of sums early on, but in that fight right there, they were able to take advantage of Tambo being level 5, and so Tambo does go down. The kill will be secured by Arch. So 3 summoners for that kill, but Cornerstar did have to blow the ghost, had to blow the flash. Tambo had to blow the flash as well, but in the end, Akuma's bot lane come up on top, and so the game state is going very well for them as they have about a 1.1k gold lead to 1.2k now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just securing more control over the spot side, and great heads up play by their bot lane there to get that kill. Shentai probably really needs to back here soon. Like,
Yeah,
even
I
if we
think
get a
after
kill
this
on this
wave, they
wave,
will just push it out and reset it. The only problem, oh, I think he just
uh,
wants to go for the
the
kill, but
Mega Gnar is
Shentai will
coming.
take a lot of damage here. The Dominus is proc, but now we go to the
Oh,
mid lane
directed.
as Moe does look to trade a little bit, but the Dominus was used as Dobbin does have Mega yet again, so Shentai does have to be a little bit careful here as Dobbin can just look for the all-in, and
Mega's timing
well,
out.
that's gonna
Oh,
be
where'd
all
you
in.
go?
Shentai's gonna die right here. They have no
Yep.
flash, so that's just over aggressive greediness from Shentai. And not just that, they just gave up a free kill to Dobbin, who was getting heavily pressured in this lane.
Yeah, like, I don't know what else to say there. Shentai just getting way too greedy, like you stated here, Bully, and they have the angle to back there. Like, you kind of clear that wave. Yes, you are going to miss a lot to turret there, but do you want to give up like 100 gold in CS in a plate, or give up your life.
Yeah, I assume that Shentai didn't know the cooldown of the Gnar ultimate, which is actually very low. Basically, uh, it's what at level 1, it's a 90-second cooldown. So pretty much
Mhm.
whenever they have Mega Gnar, when it's a level 2 ultimate, it'll be up every time they hit Mega. So you always have to take that into account. And Shentai's Dominus did fizzle out, so they just got turned immediately. And it's not like Dobbin was playing aggressive to try to get that kill. It was more of Shentai jumping in, looking for that trade, but Dobbin just turned it around with the Gnar.
And thankfully for Shentai, in terms of itemization here, it is pretty dead even. The only difference being a ruby crystal between these two gamers, but we've seen the hyperprocs really just add up in these trades whenever Shentai goes in. Yeah, you got the initial juice on this Gnar, but Dobin just able to turn it around when you're running away with those hyperprocs, those grass procs to heal up just a
Oh,
little
here we
bit,
go again, and
and
Dobbin goes in for the Gnar ultimate. Dobbin will push Shentai into the tower, but oh, back then we have a trade in the bot side as Fangtang will actually take a trade, but well,
oh, the
there's
roam.
a lot of going on right now as the cavalry is back. His Ichirak comes in with the quickness, was able to get on top of both Illusion and Scary. Illusion and Scary does go down. They look like they had a catch onto the Udyr in the jungle, but the Ghost was procced, and they were able to just get out and actually turn on that fight as Moe did jump in with the perfect execution. But the top side, Shentai does TP back in and is looking to clear the wave, but um, it's a quick rotation from Ichirat right there just to make sure that their team was safe and actually was able to turn around that fight.
Yeah. Well, Shentai's going in again, but Meganar is back up. Yeah. And
Yep.
really bad timing there on that, because you guys all die right as the second dragon does spawn. This
Yep.
is very early as well, so we could be looking at like a potential 22-minute soul here.
Yep. And Shentai will look to trade yet again. Dobbin is trading back. Shentai just TP'd back into this lane. Is already on 1/3 health. Moe is going to look for a trade on Illusion in the mid side. But it's pretty much a dead even trade in this game right now. Yes, they did all die before Dragon, but I don't think they were able to actually contest that Dragon anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they get the pick there on Tigual,
Yeah.
then like, yeah. Because, I mean, well, it's just in your jungle. You have the collapse surge 2 versus 1.
Hmm.
Just not enough damage yet to finish off this Udyr. This Rise still stacking up, sitting on a tier and just a couple of components. Not exactly a DPS machine just quite yet. And it
Yeah.
is a Bomby Cinder on this Juani, so not
And
enough.
that's what I was worried about in this game was the fact that they have two lanes that pretty much have to ramp up, and they might just sacrifice way too much in the early game to actually make that difference in the late game, where the Jinx, the Rise combo will come into play and with a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Ichira is sitting in the alcove right
Ooh,
now. He's actually going to use the
quickness
quickness to get on the
pop.
Cornstar. Cornstar does get jumped on, and looks like Scary is the bot side, but in the top side at the same time, the dive was going to go onto Shentai, but Shentai does get out without dying in the bot side as well. Looks like no kills across the board. A lot of happening on both sides of the map, but in the end, it's just going to be a trade of summoners, a trade of ultimates.
Mm-hmm. Nobody dropping there. Gonna get some
Moe
plates, but
is looking for the play of the bot side. TP is going to come in from Dobbin, or not Dobbin, it's going to be Illusion, just to dissuade that fight from Moe. Dobbin's going to train the top side. The Gnar is not available.
Oh,
Well,
oh,
flash
almost had the
forward from
Yodi.
Dobbin looking to get the kill at Shentai, but Shentai does flash out. So Dobbin's actually getting the better trades now as Shentai is going to fall a little bit behind. Yes, they're up in CS, but they don't have TP. Dobbin has a lot of plates already and is going to be able to push this wave in and pretty much take this tower to a couple of hits. Maybe they'll be able to take this tower.
Yeah,
Nope.
this crocodile down 900 gold here.
Yep. They're just going to take a back here just to make sure they don't give up a free kill to the crocodile. But so far, it's all
Ooh.
Akuma in this game, as a lot of reaction plays by Akuma, being in the right spot at the right time. They're able to get kills onto Moe. Moe's sitting at 2-0. Their top laner, Dobbin, sitting at 1-0. Across the board, the entire team has some kind of kill participation. Arch and Ichirat will be able to push this bot side tower. They're going to get it down to about 1/3 HP, and Ichirat will clear the... Okay, try bush.
Yeah, the Mystic Cats, they really need to get on the board here. We can already see that the objective bounties are coming up right about now.
But he's
How
looking
do
for a
we...
trade onto Illusion, and that's a lot of damage already onto the Rise. But in the bot side, Ichirat uses quickness, gets on top of Cornstar, but Cornstar does get treated with the wild growth, as they will have to also flash because Arch was about to root them. Ichirat is going to get traded back on Tambo, and Cornstar are going to move forward. Arch has to...
Oh no.
Oh wait! The TP's coming in from Dob, or that's actually Moe. Moe's gonna come and execute basically the entire team. So they're so close, so close. The Super Mega Death Rocket was so close to executing Arch and Ichirat, but the TP coming in from Moe was able to just get the 2 free kills. Cornstar tried to commit to get those kills, but in the end, it did not matter, as they do get 1 kill on the Arch, but Moe picks up 2.
2 level advantage here.
Moe is going to take Scary to about 1/3 HP, and now you see a very scary Akali in this game, which is, you don't want to see that if you're playing the Jinx or any other AD carry for that matter, as they do get a kill to get on the board, but at what cost? They lose the bot side turret, they're losing a lot of pressure mid, and this game is not looking too good.
Yep, and Dragon's up in less than 30 here, so good luck contesting this soul point. Yes, it is in soul, but I mean, 60-minute, 45-ish second triple dragon stack. Yeah,
It's gonna be pretty much soul at like 24 minutes, but right off the bat, Grow will go on to the bot side river, as mid lane is under siege, as both Arch and Ichirat are taking that to low. Tambo is going to get caught out in the river, as yeah, they will actually have to retreat here, as Grofang is looking for the kill onto Tambo. Moe is here and jumps in. Cornstar is in some deep trouble, as they will go down. Tambo will get followed up, and that's going to be another kill eventually for Moe, as he picks up 1 and Go also picks up another. This dragon is going to be free, as Shentai is just going to look to get the trade immediately onto Dobbin. But at this point, you're facing against a Gnar that has a kill over you and is just going to hit you down with those hyper procs. Gnar ultimate comes out. Dobbin is just looking for the trade. Shentai is dropped very low, and I don't see Shentai getting out of this one. And Dobbin will just be able to chase him down. Shentai goes down. Dragon is started up by Guo, and that's just going to be another kill on the board for Dobbin. Another dragon on the board is going to be for Akuma, and this game is looking like it's out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of Joker. The red buff on Dovin there just being so obnoxious. Shentai, like, maybe realizing a little bit too late, like, yeah, you're not outrounding this Gnar.
I was looking for the trade on Illusion. They've been trading back and forth quite a bit, but the big difference is that Moe is able to rotate across the map. This mid lane turret will go down. That's another turret getting knocked down for Miscat, so they're going to get pushed into their own tier 2 area, while the entire Akuma team is able to just get free vision in the bot side and top side of Miscat's jungle.
Yeah, like, it's kind of a matter of when right now this game finishes.
Yeah,
another Rip
definitely looking for
here.
A pick right there. The Shirley will get used in the top side just to get some damage on this top side tier 2 turret, and they'll most likely knock this one down, as they do have the...
You should not be here.
Demolish, and oh, the wall growth was actually used to protect Shentai right there, and they're gonna get another charge off of Shirley onto this inhibitor turret.
Oh, that's nasty. Here's looking.
Yeah, Dobbin is gonna weave back and forth, try not to get hit. Scary might have to
damage.
Yeah, Scary has to kind of back off here, because they had Ichirat, they had Moe in the area, so you know, Scary didn't commit for the Glacial Prisons because they pretty much knew that they probably couldn't kill with just that. They needed to get the proc off the E passive, so just a little bit of trading there. You can see how much pressure and how much space Dobbin has in this top lane, as even with 3, they couldn't chase him down.
Yeah, like, I mean, how do you get on top of them? You'd have to commit the glacial person like you mentioned there. Oh wait,
You have
hold
to use so much, and Illusion will actually use the ultimate to get out as Scary is
They're
gonna try to
looking
protect
for
their own
pick.
jungle, but they don't have Dobbin here.
Ooh,
Dobbin doesn't have TP,
TP.
and the fight will break out. Arch will use the Featherstorm and the Blade Caller, and they were able to take down Sejuani very easily. But Moe is on the flank
He's
right
on the
now,
back
as Moe is
line.
just going to execute Tambo. They still have the second perfect execution available.
Okay.
Oh, the shutdown will go on to Cornstar as Moe does get caught up there. So
Oh,
800
save their
gold
base.
into the pocket of Cornstar. And I think they got the other kill too, so that was a big team fight for Miscast as they were able to get a 3 for 2, but in the end, they lose their top side inhibitor turret, and they're going to try to chase down Dobbin yet again, but we saw what happened last time, and I think we're going to see a
Communication.
repeat of what happened.
Because Shentai's going in. Illusion went
Shentai is
back.
just going to look for the 2v1, which I think he could actually take.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were able to get the top lane inhibitor turret, but not the inhibitor. So that's definitely a win for Mistcats as they got a lot of much needed gold onto Cornstar. Yes, Tampa went down. Yes, Moe got another kill, but the Moe was already strong. So getting another kill doesn't mean that much, but getting that much needed gold on the Cornstar is huge.
Because now Cornstar and Illusion, they're both on their 2 item power spikes here. That
Yep.
Seraph is fully stacked. You got the Kraken plus IE. And there isn't really too much pure tankiness on the enemy team. There is a bunch of HP. You know, Dobin has the Shojin, has the Gorge Ring. That is a lot of HP and the Tab Eyes. But the other frontline member, Guofeng, they only got a bunch of HP too. So there's not a ton of armor you have to pierce through right now as this Jinx. So you can definitely do a bunch of damage. And that also applies to Illusion as well. So they can definitely do the damage here if given the opportunity. Question is, will they get that opportunity because
Oh,
they are still.
Shentai is just going to get tagged with that boomerang. Shentai will get slowed continuously. Dobbin is on
Oh my.
going crazy right here. The Mega will be used, pushing back Shentai into the
Still
wall.
gets
Shentai is
the
just going to get
stun.
stunned up. Dobbin is taking Shentai really low, but Tambo is here for the rescue as
Oh,
they're going to
that's gonna give
look to
Baron.
actually chase down Dobbin yet again. At the meantime, the Baron will be started up by Akuma, and it's going to be almost impossible to contest this if you're Akuma, so that Baron will go down. And then in a minute, we have the Ocean Soul coming up, so a lot was used to try to kill Dobbin on the bot side, but they weren't able to do anything about
Dobbin
it.
the
Dobbin's actually
pushing.
looking for the kill onto Illusion.
Get another grasp. Oh my.
Oh, Dobbin's able to
Yep.
sidestep very easily. The Sabers is procced, so um, that's a big not active, passive that's actually blown because that gave some kind of safety to
Oh
Illusion.
my.
Looks like Shentai's gonna get caught out by the Udyr. Udyr just taking Shentai to about 40% health. The Dragon's coming up in about 19 seconds. Moe is just wreaking havoc in the top side, and 3 people were actually used to try to stop Moe, and it feels like miscasts are just getting brought to different parts of the map, and they just can't get anything done.
Yeah, because remember what I said earlier about how when if you're jungler in the same level as enemy ADC, things are going bad. Well, Scary was the same level as Itchy Rat there for a bit.
Mhm.
They got enough XP to tick over to 12. Bit of a trap set up that Zap doesn't
Looks like
spot
Sherry
them.
is going to get caught out right now, but who's catching out who? Oh, Cornstar actually walks up a little bit too far. Cornstar is getting taken out real low. They will go down as Arch will pick that up with the Blade Caller, and Shentai will fall down as well. So that's 2 kills going over to Arch, and Ichirat
Oh,
will be found by Scary, but
things are gonna
Scary gets
return.
tagged by Moe. Moe does clean up that kill as well. So screw the dragon. They're just gonna go look for the inhibitors now as they take down all 5. They might just look for the game, but
They could. At the very least, they get double inhib here, but
mhm.
you got a wave here. You still got Baron buff, and there's a cannon in this wave,
They might
and you're up
actually end right
12K.
here. I think they actually will. They have the Baroned up minions. They have all 5 members. Lulu's the first one up. Cornstar is coming up in about 1 second, but to both Nexus turrets go down, the Super Mega Death Rocket is good for the field goal, but the Nexus is taking a lot of damage. Nexus
Cornstar
will
just
go
got
down. That's
back.
going to be game 1 for Akuma.
Very convincingly, too. I mean, 4 to 17, you're up 13K when the Nexus explodes.
Mhm.
All your lanes, for the most part, won or were slightly ahead.
Yep.
Honestly, you're feeling fine and dandy going into game number 2.
Yeah, I think what happened is we saw the Akuma or not Akuma, the Miscats team actually looked pretty decent later in the game, but as we saw the Rise ramp up, the Jinx ramp up. But the problem was they gave up way too much. They couldn't actually contest a lot in the early game. The game state was not like they weren't on a dead game state where both teams were just looking for plays and nothing was happening. Akuma was able to get the better of Miscats for the first 25 minutes of the game, or 22 minutes of the game. And yes, they got a couple of kills onto Cornstar. They were able to get a kill onto Illusion. But at that point, the gold lead was just too in favor of Akuma, and they were able to just run away with it.
Yeah, and I mean that was what, a 22-ish minute ending there, 23
Yeah.
minute. It's kind of
Yeah, I recognize when I said 25 minutes, I was like, that game probably was less than 25 minutes. So,
that was several minutes under 25. Yeah, like
yeah.
good lord, because they
That
didn't
was
even get soul.
that was a pretty solid and convincing win from Akuma, but we did see some shining points from Miss Cat. So I want to see how they change up the draft for game two. As you know, we saw the problem that the Dobbin was on this Gnar. We saw the problem Moe was on the Kali. And do they take out one of the champions, or do they actually take out like the Udi or the Khan that definitely gave him trouble in the early game?
Yeah, I'm curious too. We'll have to see once we get into next game. So don't go
Yep,
anywhere,
and
gamer.
we'll see what Miscats do, and we'll see if Akuma just looks to draft the same thing because it worked out very well. But as we get ready for the next game, shout out to Coachify. Coachify.gg is sponsoring season 10 of BOL. If you don't know what Coachify is, they are a free platform that you could get coaching. You could be a coach. They do not take a dime from you from any of your coaching sessions. So if you know, charge $10 for a session, all that $10 will go to you. Coachify doesn't take a penny. It's free to sign up. Plus, we are giving away about $250 in cash to coaches that participate in BOL this season if they have a Coachify account, or if they just have a Coachify account in general. So make sure you sign up for Coachify for your chance to win a slice of that prize pool. And with that, we'll go to a short break as we're going to be getting ready for game two, and we'll see if Miss Cats can actually come back and tie the series up, or if Kuma will end the regular season with another 2-0. All right, we are back with game two between Akuma and Miss Cats. In game one, we saw Akuma kind of dominate Miss Cats for the first entire game. So I would say, what are the odds that Akuma just ends this for this right
I
now?
mean, Mystic Cats do have their main support back, or one of their main subs for support back. Also have all their bans, so could go much more swimmingly this game. 'Cause, now they actually have 2 more first round bans, which definitely helps.
Yeah, and I assume that they're going to use it pretty wisely. They do take out the Rakan and Zaya for this game, so they just didn't want to deal with any of them. They took that Udyr as well. So we see the first pick, Jinx, that we saw Miss Cats take in game one, but this time it's going to be on the side of the bot side of Akuma. So Arch did
Hmm,
pretty well with that Zaya, so I assume they're going to do pretty well with the Jinx as well.
Caitlyn would be interesting. I mean, it's like technically pickable, but it's just in a weak state right now, that champion. The Zaya ban kind of throws me off because you ban the Rakan, and if you
Yeah.
ban the Zaya here, you know they're gonna just take the Jinx 9 times out of 10. You're
Oh,
gonna lock in the
100%.
Ez. Because the
But the,
Ezreal can't really hard pressure the Jinx after like
yeah.
first-ish back.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna go with like kind of an Ezreal with the roaming support kind of play. As Ezreal's pretty safe in lane, but at the same time, like you stated, it's not gonna be able to pressure Jinx. So Jinx is gonna be able to free farm pretty much the entire game. The Gragas does get picked up here for Miscats. It was banned in game one by Akuma in round two, so they picked that up in R2 for Miscats. So we're gonna be able to see it this game. And Akuma is gonna take out the Lee Sin, who I believe is pretty much a one of the most played champions for Akua.
Yeah, and the Lee Sin pretty solid right now. Been seeing a lot of it at Worlds.
Yeah,
Nautilus here coming through, so yeah.
yeah. They picked the Jinx Nautilus, giving some kind of like a different look to what Miscast did. It was picking like the Jinx Lulu, some a
Mhm.
lot of sustain peel for the Jinx itself. But this time they take a lot of engage with the Nautilus, so they're just looking for just high pressure fights and picks with that Nautilus. And we might see the Braum actually get picked was this Ezreal,
Hmm.
which yeah, we do, and kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
interesting.
yeah, the Braum also not the best at pressuring in lane. The Ezreal can stack up the concussive blows pretty quickly if he just auto Q auto, I'm assuming the Braum here is mostly to just wait to engage because you see the Lee Sin, you see the Nautilus, two
Mhm.
champions that want to go ham, two champions that just kind of want to fly into the back line. And with that Glacial Fissure that you do have, you're able to just kind of say no to all that. So definitely works out in the team fights. I'm curious how it's going to work out in the lane, however, because you definitely don't want the Jinx to have a free lane here.
Yep. And Miss Cats are gonna once again ban the Oriana. Um, so they're not looking to pick Oriana at all. So they're just gonna take it away. And Akuma is going to decide what they look to ban this time. They banned the Akali.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I mean, huh? Because
So yeah, they
Louis had
banned it
a
from Illusion, which I believe Illusion plays it, but I
yeah.
I'm assuming they just
Oh,
didn't want
sure.
to possibly
Yeah.
play against it.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, and
So
Collins, mm,
a
I'm
lot of
not
mid lane
sure.
bans coming out. The Yone is gonna get banned now from Moe as well. So they're just heavily targeting this mid lane at this point because we kind of saw what happened last game. Last game, Illusion was getting close to that point where like the rise will start popping off, but they just were never able to actually do so because the game ended so quickly. So, but to change up things, Jarvan will get banned from the jungle, which they kind of assumed that Gragas will go top. When it's pretty apparent that Gragas will go top. Zoe possibly picked R4 here.
Hmm. Yeah, not something we've seen in a hot minute here. The Zoe. I mean, Zoe Ezreal is a lot of poke here and a lot of harass.
Nope,
Okay, yeah, these here is Mr. Meta. Like, oh,
Ari.
Ari would be great pick potential here.
Yeah, it definitely gives you. Oh, oh. A lot of spicy picks getting shown by Akuma right here as they hover in the Corki. But Ari is definitely a safe pick. A lot of roaming, a lot of pick with that charm. And a big thing as well is, like, it's so easy to pick out a Lee Sin if they try to go too aggressive onto an Ari. You just throw the charm in the straight line as Lee Sin just basically goes in the straight line as well. So, um, pretty solid pick here. Lissandra looks like it's going to be locked in for Kuma, so we're going to see that Ari Lissandra lane. Both teams have a lot of lockdown pressure, so they're able to kind of CC one champion and just kill him immediately. And with the B5 pick, I'm assuming Akuma will possibly look for the Gnar again.
We're just something blindable top.
Yep.
Um,
It would be against a Gragas, and it would be
yeah.
somewhat an issue, but Gangplank is going to get locked in.
Because I know that Gragas, if you're going to AP and if this is playing Gragas, can threaten the Gangplank with a well-placed combo. He can really orange your way out of a gang or out of Gragas combo round. And the one you can click the body slam, you're usually already on top of a barrel anyways. The barrel being hovered can technically still go top with the Gragas jungle. I feel like Briar would be suffering into that. Okay, it is going to be the Gragas top with the Rammus jungle. Rammus definitely one way to counter Jinx. You know, you just fly into the backline, taunt her, and the Jinx gets to play League of Legends.
Yeah. Imagine if this was like a Rammus top, like what the Baus
I've
does with the
seen it before.
the Thord mail into Sork into
I've also played it before. Like enemy locks in Tryndamere top lane. It's like, all right, I know you don't deserve the Geneva Convention to apply to you, so I'm gonna lock this on in. It is absolutely hilarious, but I doubt it's going to be the Rammus top. Although,
yeah,
funnily
I
enough, I
doubt
think one
too.
of the times I did see Rammus top in like my personal games was against a GP. And it actually won laned, if I recall correctly. So maybe we see that tech come out. I don't think we do, but you will have a lot of game pressure here as this Rammus.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned. We saw in the first game what Guo had in the jungle is they had a lot of pressure. They were able to take scaries, like entire bot side for the um, first two clears. And then it felt like Scary was just behind the entire game, and the lanes were just collapsing because they were just looking for the scaling, but they couldn't get any help from jungle because Scary was too far behind. And this game, we see Akuma picked up the Lee Sin, and Lee Sin can very easily look for the invades, and with the Lissandra, that's gonna
Mhm.
be very, very lethal against like a Rammus or just like any other
Mhm.
champion for that matter.
Although invading as Rammus's Lee Sin is a double-edged sword
It
because
is.
if you get taunted, that does ruin a lot of like Lee Sin's like extended trade potential
Hmm.
because a lot of Lee Sin's extended trade potential comes from the fact that you kind of have six basic abilities. You got to reactivate your basic abilities
Hmm.
there. It lets you use your passive, which is gives you attack speed, all that energy refund, and lets
Yep.
you just keep going. But then you get taunted, and then you miss like the recast and some abilities when you use that. You're attacking into Rammus League of Legends, who makes
Yeah.
you hit
I mean,
yourself in the face. So
and Rammus will do a
double
lot of damage back, so it's gonna be interesting if it looks like we see like an early invade, basically like a red to just like straight up just look for the kill onto the Rammus. But that would also require that both lanes have the priority to roam, because if you invade without any priority from your laners and you get collapsed on, you just die for free. It just makes the game that much harder.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm curious because I feel like this Rammus is just gonna be going on. Rammus playing on the strong solo queue patch after the changes to snowballing. It just lets you weather the storm and get first back. Get yourself that bramble. You taunt someone. You have a good time. I'm excited to see Rammus.
Yeah.
Very
It
simple but funny champion.
in this game, where do you see the most action happening during the laning phase?
Cool. It's gonna be dictated by the junglers. I feel here, like, because all the laners kind of have an out here. Like Ezreal Braum isn't going to have the highest amount of threat onto the Jinx.
Yeah.
There's an arcane shift on this Ezreal, so good luck landing a hook here. Mid lane, both these mid laners, have outs here until 6 when
Yeah.
Glacial Prison comes in, and then top lane, it's like, does the Gragas get the one shot? Yeah, maybe. But it's gonna be the junglers. They're gonna be the main facilitators of the early action in this game.
Wait a minute. Is Lissandra Ultimate called Glacial Prison?
Glacial 2. It's so confusing with Sejuani's because Sejuani's is Glacial Prison, and I verified that last game. And that's something I
Okay.
always get confused because it's like
Okay.
Glacial Prison. Like, Lysandra literally, like, kind of prisons
I was
you
about
in
to say, did I
something.
call it incorrectly the entire time? But it's like
Yeah.
ice like I thought it was like ice something.
Lysandra is Glacial Tomb, and Sejuani's Glacial Prison.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So Glacial 2. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. As it's definitely a different look than we had last game from both teams. So we are in spectator delays, and when we get back, we'll be back with game 2, um, for this last best of 3 of the regular season, and we can see if Miss Cats are able to bring this to a game 3, or if Akuma will end this one early so they could go eat some dinner, go home, watch TV, and spend their Saturday night in peace. we are back with game 2 between Akuma and Mystic Cats, and we just see a 5-man squad just running up mid lane for Akuma, looking for the play. I see this a lot where you have a Nautilus and you just look to flash hook the first person you see, and I'm pretty sure they were trying to do that.
Oh,
30 seconds until minions
yeah, we
spawn.
see the hook thrown out there.
Triumph is inevitable.
But with
But
how
no
common it
flash
is,
used.
people have wisened up to it a little. That red ward there, you're going to spot out this kind of invade coming through. It's just a bit
Yeah.
of vision thrown down.
It's pretty much the same thing. They just want to get vision, and it was pretty much because they wanted to look for the invade in game 1, after they did their first buff. But just note, we do see Dobbin going with the grasp and the gangplank, and we do see the electrocute for Moe on this Lissandra, and that's actually
Minions have
not that
spawned.
common, as you pretty much have the arcane comment that lands 99.9% of the time, which your Q ability, the
Yeah,
ice shard.
I mean, I've seen electrocute
Hmm.
a decent amount on Lysandra because you do
Hmm.
proc it easily. Typically you just kind of spit your spells out in a
Yeah.
combo. That and also the red tree is pretty beneficial to you.
Hmm.
You get cheap shot, get something like Ghost Ward or just stacking free stuff.
Hmm.
Then you get Ultimate Hunter or the Item Hunter. Either one, so it's
Yeah.
definitely heard of. Either
It's
way, though,
more for the laning phase, which Moe can looks like is probably gonna look for the all in constantly with that electrocute then. Um, but just the value you get from Arcane Comet, I see a lot of like people taking that. But
ooh,
Delusion's gonna hard trade into Moe. Moe just
holy,
takes a ton of damage, pretty much not able to get a good trade back either.
yeah, homie got auto space there.
Yep, and in the top side, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be
Hook
a
lands.
hook lands onto Cornstar. Cornstar does hit level 2, so Cusco's poison. Didn't play game 1, but was able to come back for game 2 as they were stuck in traffic. Is going to play this game. Might be kind of rusty, so we'll see how that affects the overall gameplay.
Yeah. Although they should definitely be high octane right now if you're driving through US traffic. At least if it's in a more major metropolitan area. Like you'll see your light flash before your eyes on many of the
Illusion
interstates
is just
going
gonna
on
get
in.
traded on heavily right now, and Illusion was
Good
in a
charm.
very interesting spot. The Ice Shard does miss. Ice Shard hitting there would have forced out the flash from Illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, Mui does not have Ignite here. I mean, teleport pretty standard on Lysandra. Here's the gank. Flash
Oh,
charm
what a
land.
flash charm
Oh,
by... Oh,
the taunt.
Illusion does get traded back, but Illusion survives as Mui actually looks to just for the all-in, try to get the kill, but in the end, the flash was burned from Mui. Illusion used flash to get that charm, so First Blood is actually going to go to Scary, and Scary's
Oh, stolen.
gonna meet Guo in the jungle, but unlike first game, Scary will be able to get out pretty scot-free.
Does steal the big raptor, though.
Yep.
Or the big chicken. I know they're raptors, right? I don't mean to dead name camps here.
Chickens, raptors, who knows nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know.
When
It's hard. Like, there are ghosts at one point, the wraiths.
Yep.
Like, there's
Cornstar and Arch both recognize that this bot lane is gonna be pretty much a snooze fest, so they both opted to go for that call to start off the game. Arch also has biscuits, so I wonder if I'm pretty sure Cornstar did too, but I'm not
the
positive.
Cornstar did not. They have blue tree secondary.
That's pretty interesting. Kind of see.
It's what I go on Ezreal because mana flow is really good on him.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's like,
the red buff is going to be stolen by Guo, so the
ooh,
Lee Sin doing what Lee Sin do and just constantly look for the plays in the enemy jungle. Scary, instead of contesting that, we'll just keep going. Gonna take a quick back
coming
here,
out mid
and
lane.
I assume he's gonna continue to look for ganks.
yeah, nothing gonna happen in the mid lane though. That Claw of Doom illusion wisely walking towards bot, knowing that like, yeah, there was a Lee Sin up in top side. And this Lissandra's like a mighty aggressive, so I'm gonna assume there's a Lee Sin coming from top here.
Yep, you can see the ward placements from Mystic Cats. Basically, they have the river area warded for most of the entrances, knowing that Guo is going to continuously invade. And right now, they're actually on the Gromp for Scary. So Scary's going to run into that, find out their Gromp was taken. They're going to get pinged out, so they know that Lee Sin's in that area.
Oh my. Yeah, Wolfang is just doing it again this game. You know, didn't get the early kill, but poor
Yeah,
Scary.
still. Scary's level 3. Bot lane's level 4. So that's the unfortunate part. But this time, Scary recognizes that the lanes are going a lot better. CS different is actually Shentai does have a CS lead in topside. He's actually zoning out Dobbin. So
Yeah,
that's going pretty well.
yeah, because Dobin hasn't backed here yet.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they're gonna rush the Essence Reaver because, Gangplank has mana issues. You get Essence Reaver, then you just literally cannot have mana issues. Because your Q costs like 30 mana, and you probably get back more than that with the Essence Reaver proc.
Yep.
Great times.
On the flip side, the bot lane of Akuma does reset. They're going to be back just in time to catch this wave. So, Cornstar and Cusco's Poison are going to take their back now. We'll see if the bot lane can shove this one out. But,
Ooh, miss.
explosive cast or cast the Swiss pretty hard right there. I wonder if they were just trying to deny. I think they were trying to deny the CS underneath the tower.
Honestly, respect.
So they miss it, but in the end, they were just gonna look to use it just to push him out anyway. So it's not looking. They weren't looking for a kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, although if you fling Dobbin back into, you might force out the flash there, since Dobbin pretty low on mana. Does not really have enough to pop the oranges here. Okay, has enough to pop one orange, but yeah.
Yep. And in the mid laner, actually, it looks like Illusion just did not have enough for the Lost Chapter, so they opted to take the Dark Seal in the Blasting Wand, while Bowie has had enough for the Lost Chapter.
Yep. Shentai with us back here.
Oh wait, they definitely did actually have enough. They just decided not to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, the Dark Seal is a very nice item here.
They did buff the Doran's Ring item, and then obviously the Dark Seal also did. So
Shentai sees that. Holy.
Shentai is trying to get revenge from the first game, as Cornstar, Scary, and Cusco's Poison are going to start this dragon. And Go is actually nowhere in the area, so this should be a free first dragon for Misty Cats.
Rombot coming out from Illusion. There's a pincer boom.
Oh, we got a flank for Illusion right here. Arches get caught by the charm. Arches is going to get tagged up. Arches is going to get killed and taken down. Ichirat will be the next on the list, as that's a double kill coming in for Cornstar. And will that be a triple? No, Scary takes out one. Guo will have to run for the hills, as that's going to be 3 free kills for Misty Cats and the Dragon. This game is started out much better than game 1.
Yeah, there was definitely a bit of jungle gaming coming out, a lot of camps, but in the end, Scary able to get that dragon, and that flank there from Illusion working out, catching the enemy lane off guard here. And now
yeah, he was unseen, and now Scary's looking for revenge, as he's going for the enemy chickens, but that'll be smited away by Guo. And that's actually going to look for the play on the Scary. Scary might have bit off a little more than they could chew, and that'll be a shutdown going over to Moe, as that's an extra to 150 gold on top of the kills. So Moe was starting off pretty poorly, and they're just back in the game, and they actually have 400 more gold than Illusion, who has 4 assists, by the way.
Yeah, thanks to that CS lead here in the mid lane, up about 20-ish right now. And yeah.
And despite those 4 kills, or the 4-1 kill lead for Miss Cats, the goal is actually 100 gold in the favor of Akuma.
Yeah, part of it is there is a bit of CS differential in the 2 bottom side lanes here, but also Dobbin is Gangplank. Like, you just get so much free money as this champion from your parlay.
Yeah, not many plates taken. Only 1 plate taken the entire game so far, and that's in the bot side. But overall, Arch was able to spend the money. It's very close to completing the Triforce. And in the top side, Shentai is getting the better of Dobbin for the most part. But we saw that for the game 1, and then 1 misplay kind of swayed the entire laning phase for Shentai. And it felt like he wasn't able to get anything going on the Renekton.
Having much more luck, though, here as this Gragas Curious to see what the build is because it is phase rush. So this could still be a tank Gragas, funnily enough, because you can just build that into, say, the Roa here, or oh,
Oh,
this
Cusco's
goes.
poison. It was just posing just a little bit to be more aggressive, and he's actually going to push Arch from the wave, and Cornstar and Cusco's are going to be able to push this all the way to the turret while Ichira is on the Rift Herald with Guo. So Arch is going to be denied a lot of CS, a lot of XP, and this is a good job by Cornstar and Cusco's.
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully for this Jinx. No kill threat coming out. Bad trade coming out on the top side here. Shentai has to be careful. They do have TP for this back, and they do have Scary on the side. Illusion has to be careful as well. A lot of these members here having to be careful on Mystic Hats, but they are all outie.
Yep, Illusion is still hanging around the area as both Cornstar and Cusco's are roaming up. But right now, Shentai is looking for the kill onto Dobbin. Dobbin will flash. We'll take a turret shot. Dobbin's taken about 1/3 or 1/4 HP. The ultimate is used by Dobbin. But I think Shentai will just clean up this kill pretty easily as
One more
the
body
body slam
slam.
comes out with Dobbin just a couple autos away or just one massive W auto. And that's going to be a kill for Shentai. And, you know, just using the TP was able to catch Dobbin out as Dobbin was greeting for a little bit of turret damage.
Yeah, thought they were safe there. Hook lands in the bot side, so do the Chompers.
That's going to be a flash burn, but the
Ooh.
Super Mega Death Rocket misses, so a little
Here's
bit
Rammus.
used, but they were able to get Cusco's poison. But look who's coming into the bot lane as Scary
Good pick.
does look to engage with the ultimate. Illusion comes in, but a lot of back and forth trading right here. Scary is a little bit too up forward as the rest of the team decided to just kind of back off. So right now in the flank, Moe is in the area, but I think that's all she wrote as both teams decided to back off.
Yep. No one actually dying in that bot side there, even though several members pretty damn close there. Just the presence of Mui on the backside meant that Mystic Cats didn't want to keep going on. And there's the
Moe
ultimate.
does use the Glacial Tomb, will flash forward just for the extra CC, but Illusion is able to cleanse and flash away. That's a flash bone for both sides, but you know that is a actual positive trade for Moe as they only had to blow their ultimate and their flash, while Illusion did have to blow both summer spells.
Yep, and that is pretty big because the Glacial Tomb more than likely going to be up well before this cleanse comes back on up, so Illusion gonna have to be playing really careful. Second dragon of the game.
It's unfortunate as Illusion has picked off a lot of people for the team as they have 4 assists, but they weren't able to get the kills. And I feel like if they got a couple kills, this laning phase would be in such a different state in the mid lane.
Well, Powerball channeled. I think
Yep.
this is just more so for presence.
They were just waiting for Shelly to charge in, but right now the gold lead is in Miss Cat's favor for 600 gold lead. Definitely not anything major, but Shentai is looking for a fight in the top side with Dobbin, as Dobbin does not have flash from earlier.
Ooh.
Shentai, phase rush procs, is going to be able to... Dobbin's able to skirt away, but the dragon is started for Miss Cats, as this will be the second dragon. I don't think we'll see any contest from the side of Akuma, as they're just going to let this one go. Super Mega Death Rocket is a little bit late to look for the cheeky steal, but in the end, second dragon going over the Miss Cats. As we saw in the first game, they did not have any priority on it.
Shentai still looking for this top side. No one from Akuma really on this top side to help out the pirate, but aside from that one death, Jobin is even in CS here. Has that goal stacking on up, has the parlay stacking on up, so gonna be keeping this pirate actually ahead in gold. Ahead by about 150, thanks to all the free gold you got.
And for Shentai up top, he's doing very well. 30 seconds off that explosive cask cooldown. So I feel like the minute that's back up, Shentai will look for the all-in.
Oh, pause coming on out. Bit of connection issues here.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like Illusion was lagging a little bit. So they will pause for right now. so far the gold is actually pretty even, only a 100 gold lead. 2 dragons though for Missy Cats. And how do you see Miss Cats kind of taking this game from here?
The dragons are definitely one way of doing it because there is a jinx, there is a gangplank here. They will outscale your threats. So you definitely want to put a little bit of the pedal to the metal here. You have general control of the map, you know. Top lane has been going in your favor. You got that one solo kill. Bot lane, you've been able to keep this jinx a little bit behind with that kill. You're able to get a nice and easy dragon soul that helps you cheat out a bunch of scaling here and just look for some picks. Because if you if that Jinx is dead or if that Gangplank is dead, that basically kind of takes away so much damage here.
Yep. And we're probably gonna get us random spectator pause because, you know,
Right.
Riot does not want to fix it. But in the top side, Go is in the area. Moe does get engaged on by Illusion,
Ooh.
but the charm does go wide. So Moe does get out alive as Illusion did
Barrage
quite a
is
bit of
available.
damage right there with that Luden's Echo.
There it is.
There it is. And we
Funny
are
time.
paused because the spectator delayed and we're back in the game. Guo is in the area. Dobbin actually is
Daryl.
gonna. Oh, Dobbin's gonna go down right here as. Oh, that's actually unfortunate. But Shentai will get hit by Guo, but Guo is gonna actually have to force Flash out. I feel like Scary kind of pulled Dobbin out of the turret on that one, but in the end they do pick up the kill, and that's gonna go over the Scary. So Scary's sitting 3-1-1 on this Rammus, and even though Guo was in the jungle of Scary for the
Oh,
first
that
few
cancels.
minutes.
Let's go.
Oh, that was a charm. That was a charm. Very wide, but
Charming like a
yeah.
legend.
So even though Yura was in the jungle of Scary, Scary has been able to just, you know, give up things without just dying for it, and was able to be on the map a lot more than we saw on the Sejuani.
Mm-hmm. And you just charge up that power ball. You also have the super slam, the soaring slam on your ultimate, which just gives you so much clearance. You're already in that queue. Good response to that top lane play. Shentai just knocking the GP into their turret. Give that Gangplank the second death of the game.
Oh,
Bit of an all-in.
Cusco's poison is gonna tag up Itchy Rat. Itchy Rat will just use the anchor, hit the wall, and run away. As you know, Cornstar does have the kills, but they're gonna keep this to kind of like a farming lane as well. I kind of want to see the rotations come out, trying to push Cornstar into a position where they could pretty much tag, do a lot more damage in the mid lane. But right now we do see in the top side Invade coming out for Guo. Maybe just to get vision. Maybe they are looking for the dive onto Shentai. Or not.
Or not.
They're
Looks
just
like
gonna start
Herald
off
has been
surely.
started here. Might see a contest coming out. We see
It's getting
multiple
pinged out
members.
right now, so it looks like we might have a skirmish in this top side, and we're gonna have Ichirat being a little bit further away than Cusco's poison, and Moe's gonna have to just get out of the area, but we do have an engage coming out from Shentai. Shentai does hit the explosive cast onto Guo. Guo does get taken pretty low, and now this fight is kind of split as the TP will come out for Cornstar, as they did bring TP in this game, so that's gonna help them quite well. Illusion does jump over the wall, but Illusion will be almost taken down, but in the end, Moe does get taken down by a Q from Cornstar. Scary does jump in, but
that's a shutdown.
That was a little bit of an over-aggressive play, and now everyone's looking to run for the hills as Cornstar does tag up another and takes down Guo. So what a wild fight, as it became super spread out to the point where Cornstar was able to just pick up kills basically by throwing the Qs into the area. But Scary did go kind of aggressive, gives up a kill that kind of gave Akuma false hope, and they kind of overcommitted into that fight. But in the end, that's going to be a 2-for-1 for Biscuits, I believe.
While that was happening in the initial stages, we actually saw the first turret dropped in bot lane. So Arch got first tower gold and also the kill gold from that play. So that is a very scary thing to deal with. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't get more resets there. Some of those health bars are so low. Are we going to see another barrel into turret? Okay. Yeah,
honestly, it was like Arch, even though Looks like Shentai is looking for the fight against Dobbin. Dobbin is going to take a lot of damage right here, but Shentai decides not to keep committing for that fight. But right now, Arch is only down about 500 gold behind Cornstar, but the third dragon is going to get started for Miss Cats, and that's going to put him on soul point if Akuma is not able to stop this one.
What is not really in the area. They're doing rocks right now, so it's going to be soul point picked up. Chemtech Dragon, Chemtech Soul, going to be really nice to have against this Akuma squad as well, because that damage reduction will come in so clutch against the Jinx that's trying to reset.
Yep. Jinx that's trying to reset a gangplank that could pretty much one-shot you at some point, so it's going to be a nice one. You know that's going to be basically pressure on Akuma to make sure they contest it the next dragon, but that does open up some opportunity for Miss Cats to go for extra turrets or possibly get trade that fourth dragon for the Baron instead. So we'll have to see in about 4 minutes what they choose to do. Shentai just putting up pressure in the top side. They did opt to go for the Rod Age. The body slam misses right here, and right now they might be in a terrible spot as Girl was in the area. Scary does engage as well, so you know. Looks like it's just going to be a retreat from everyone, except Guru does go in Insect. Scary just gets popped back into the team. Arch picks up the kill. No. Arch resets. He's going for the more kills. And now it's going to be Cusco's Poison giving another kill over the Arch. Will Arch get the third one? No, but that's 2 kills going over the Jinx. Jinx is now getting extremely strong. Will the Baron get started? It does at 20 minutes and 50 seconds. And with the jungler down, this is going to be a hard one contest. Cornstar is pretty strong, so a lot of those Mystic shots will do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and you're gonna need that here. There's some members that are a little low, not able to do it in time. Took too long to get there from. That is going to be all the members with the Baron buff right now on Akuma with first gold lead up.
And that's just a little bit too over aggressive play. They basically caught out Shentai, and then Scary kind of kept the fight going, and then just got caught out with the rotation from Akuma. Jinx picking up those 2 kills, and on top of that, the fight happened around the Baron, so they were able to start that immediately, and it was impossible for Miss Cats to actually try to push Akuma out of that pit.
Yep. And gonna be big here. Gonna have that Baron buff as well for the next couple of minutes. I've seen this play before.
Yep, and Dobbin is gonna go down right here. So what Shentai is doing is actually very smart. So he's waiting for Dobbin to actually proc the damage onto Shentai, and the Shentai uses that to actually make sure the turret aggro's onto Dobbin whenever the explosive cast is used. So Dobbin taking a couple turret shots, Shentai picking up a kill. That's going to take away that Baron in the side lane for Dobbin. So pretty crucial right there.
And then also, it's just going to help burn a bunch of time here. I just know. BOL has a Moonstone.
Sure it does.
Yep. This is something you see in A-Ramp sometimes.
Yep. Arch gets hit by Mystic shots. Look how much damage that does. But right now, that turret is going to stand. With that death onto Dobbin, that's going to allow Miss Cass kind of defend these turrets, and that Baron is kind of getting wasted. Yeah, they got a 2,000 gold lead right now, but they're not able to get this mid lane turret. They're not able to get the tier 2, and this dragon is coming up in about 1 minute and 20 seconds, so that's definitely the next point of probably the next big team fight that we're going to get.
Kind of crazy too. There's only about a third of the Baron left. It is a very early Baron. You know, there are still basically every turret but one on the enemy team. But yeah, definitely really shocking there. Dobbin just dying in the top lane, really hindering that, and now this GP down 2 levels.
Yeah, and in the bot side, we see Mui and Illusion just kind of trading kills, or trading blows, not really kills, but Illusion does have 6 assists, and that's kind of a feels bad moment.
Oh, that is bullying.
Shentai just using explosive cast. I don't know if that was for poke, maybe they were trying to get a cheeky catch on to Dobbin, but they're going to try to push this top lane turret. I think he's just going to try to get that, secure a little bit more gold for their own team. But this Baron, I believe it's actually, yeah, Baron's gone. So not a lot gained besides just the initial Baron like gold.
Ooh.
And now we have the dragon spawning in about 6 seconds. We do have both TPs up for Dobbin and Shentai, so they can join this fight pretty easily. Mui also has TP, but they are already in that area.
Immediate. Alrighty.
TP is going to be used by Dobbin, so they're already in this pit. Shentai actually is going to TP late into this, and that's going to be a dead dragon right here. They're going to just look for the fight off of it. And Scary does jump in. Lucian jumps in as well. They get caught up, and they're just going to get blown up by Mui. The passive from Lissandra is going to go haywire right here as Kuzo's poison goes down. Arch is dead, but in the end, Mui is just going to be able to do a ton of damage. Your Cornstar is still alive and is going to be able to pick up the kill onto Mui. So the dragon does go over. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's a kill?
Oh.
No?
Oh.
Wait.
Oh. There we go. Dobbin picks that up by just pressing Q, but in the end, dragon does go over to Akuma, and that's going to be 4 kills for Akuma as well. So that's a big team fight win for Akuma. And Illusion jumping into the pit and just getting basically CC'd, just they were just immediately dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mystic Cats, they just go in way too late for that. Shentai TP's too late, TP's to the mid-outer turret as well when there was a ward in the bot river or some wards in their own jungle to get a TP to, which were much closer. And by the time you get in the pit, the dragon's gone. Like, not getting soul here really stings as this Mystic Cats comp that doesn't have scaling to match the enemy team.
Yeah.
And you just really want to cheat that scaling out with the dragon soul.
Yeah, they were way too late to look for the fight right there. Especially because you thought they were gonna contest the initial fight for the dragon, but that dragon was gone before they even fought. So they were just looking for a fight at that point, and then it got kind of messy, which they were able to salvage some as Cornstar was able to get a lot of kills on the back end right there. But the team fight was messy. It wasn't the best opportunity for Miscats to actually wipe Akuma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was close. Huge props to Cornstar. Not able to finish off a few of those members, though. That was a solid team fight win and dragon take care.
Yep.
Bye, Akuma.
And we see right now the 2 strongest members. Actually, the funny thing is, we see Dobbin actually have the most gold in the game. Welcome to Gangplank. But so those barrels are just gonna hurt a ton more. We saw Shentai get the better of Dobbin in the top side for the most part of the game, but the tides are turning, and this Gangplank is on their feet, and they're ready to do a ton of damage.
Yeah. Gotta land the barrels. Shentai has been pretty good about contesting those when they go all in lane. But Baron is on the map here. Teleport available for Mui. Gonna have to send in Shentai's, whose teleport is back up in a jiffy.
Yep, Kusios does get tagged up by the barrel right there. Everyone's dancing around the Baron at this point. There's kind of a dead game state right now, as we do see Mui kind of on a small flank here, and that they're gonna ping it out. They're gonna look for this fight mid, I believe, and Mui does go in, but was not able to actually get the glacial tomb onto Cornstar.
Ooh, only takes a fatty there.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. But yeah, so Cornstar was able to get out. I almost expected Mui to look for the flash play onto that, which they didn't, but they decided just to try to look for the play, maybe get the pick or not without blowing up a major summoner.
Yeah, because if you get that pick there, like, that's just Baron. No questions about it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't too much serve in the bot side. Like, Shentai is back towards where their outer turret would be, and Gragas not known for like insane pushing power, so pretty much a freebie there as long as you don't goof up. Almost did, because Mui did fall pretty low there. They had the flash ultimate available, not pulling the trigger on that.
Yeah,
just wanted to save that.
The next dragon is actually coming up in about a minute. The Baron pit is controlled by Miscats we see the pink ward onto the Baron. We see a lot of vision on the Baron. The Baron's being pinged as the entire Akuma team was looking for the vision onto the...
Oh, that lands. Great.
Oh, Corso will get taken down by Arch, and Arch will be running from the hills. A big explosive cast by Shentai. But without Cornstar, you are in some deep shit as the entire team does go down one by one. Ichirat catches out Illusion. Illusion is running for the hills, and in the end, that's going to be 3 down for Miscats, and the Baron will start. Ichirat does die for it, but it does not matter, as this Baron should go down. The Dragon probably going to go down right after it. Oh.
Yeah, Cornstar's flash just coming up right now.
Yep.
Beautiful just flash play there by BOL. Instantly going on in, eating that Ezreal into the team. Arcane Shift just a little bit too late from Cornstar there. This is going to have to be one hell of a steal coming on out. Does not come out.
That was almost a spicy combo as Shentai and Illusion try to basically combo their Qs together. Yeah, and they're going to look to start this Dragon almost immediately. Double TP committed for Dobbin and Mui in the bot side, so we're going to see a fight, but Illusion is going to be slightly behind as they took a little bit of a slower back.
Yeah, and Dragon just being started right now, but everybody's basically here from Akuma. You can see the thirst in Mysticat's eyes. They have decent control over the pit. Look at that barrel, not going to hit. Here's the flank.
Oh, a big team fight starts right now as Dragon did not get finished. Arch is on a rampage as they pick up 2. Dobbin picks up 1, and now the entire team of Miscats are going to go down. Cornstar is the only one surviving, and I spoke too soon as Cornstar is going to get jumped on by Guo, and Guo will not be able to finish one off, actually, but Arch will, so Cornstar will go down to Arch. Arch is now sitting at 9-2. The bot lane, tier 2, is under siege. That will go down. The Dragon does go over to Akuma, so the gold lead now spirals out of control, sitting about an 8.6k gold lead. So
yeah, some members are starting to respawn here from Mysticats to save the base, but there's Baron buff, there's a Jinx in mid lane, there's 2 members here on the bot side.
Yeah, and that's the problem of how the game... Oh, looks like Scary is going to look to catch out Arch, but Arch was able to cleanse out of it. Scary is now going to take a ton of damage in return, but they will be able to survive. The game state being kind of dead for the most part of the game, with it kind of being even, was definitely playing in favor of Akuma, as even though they were behind on Dragons, they now have a really, really strong Jinx, a really, really strong Gangplank.
Because there just isn't enough threat hopping onto Arch here, and they're just able to shred through all these members that aren't named Scary. This Jinx got a lot of appeal.
Yeah, the only major threat is maybe if Arch gets caught out by a Charm or if caught out by the cast. But they always have that cleanse. So even though they got somewhat caught out, they were able to cleanse out, and they're able to do a ton of damage. Just too big of a front line, too big of an engage from Akuma that it feels like Miscats sometimes just have to keep running, as they have an Ezreal instead of like a traditional auto tech based ADC. So to look for the pokes, and it's not like the Ezreal can carry team fights as hard as the Jinx.
Yeah. Or at least not as easily. Like, you definitely can have those insane pop-offs as the Ezreal in team fights if you're just beautifully weaving every spell, every single Q hits, and you're just landing Qs on the back line over and over. Not the case this game, There's Lissandra you got to be careful of. There's a Lee Sin constantly just hopping onto you. There's a GP that might just hit you with a barrel for your entire health bar, which is great.
And it looks like these two have been dueling out for the most part of this game, as Dobbin is now looking to go aggressive onto Shentai with some help in the jungle, as Guo is in the area as well. Oh, look. Okay. Good job at Cornstar to make sure that, see if there's anyone there, but
yeah, they definitely had an idea because they popped the Squire's plant by their top inner. But good heads up play there still either way. It's just going to calm down a little bit. There is no Baron buff left. 2 minutes till the next Baron. 2 minutes till the next Dragon.
Yeah, and we see both top laners actually being level 18. But for the most part, they were in their own lane for the entire game. So that's not a shock. But looks like we might see an engage here by Mui, and nope, we won't.
Mm-hmm.
You
Not
can
coming
see
through.
Akuma still, playing a little bit scared. They don't want to accidentally just throw the lead.
Yeah, I mean, we're 34 minutes into the game. Yeah, you have a 10k gold lead and definitely want to flaunt it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, if you mess up badly at this point, you might not lose the game depending on where you die. Like if you die in the enemy team base, okay, they probably don't make it there in time. But if you die, like, say right there in mid lane, yeah, that would just be game right there. So playing a little bit safe here, trying to wrest control over the river. Make sure nothing goes awry here. They can put themselves on soul point and grab Baron if things go like it did last time.
Yeah. The big thing is the game really turned in that top lane kind of fight that resulted in like that 20-minute Baron. Um, because then it felt like Arch got a couple more kills. And now, in every team fight, it just looks like an absolutely whitewash at that point.
Hmm. Yeah, like the Jinx is a real issue to deal with. So hard. And actually sells their stopwatch there and gets the Bloodthirster. Not even
There's
going for the
6
shield bow.
items, so
Yeah.
they are extremely strong. Chantai will get hit with a little bit of a barrel, but they have a lot of health at this point, so it's not a big
Oof.
issue. But Cusco's poison, on the other hand, they get taken. 1/3 of their health bar is just being taken right there. And I mentioned that Jinx has 6 items, but so does Dobbin. Oh, the body
Oh
slam
my
does whiff right there, so Shentai will have to use that explosive cast to try to get out of dodge.
block coming
But
in.
unfortunately, the fight does break out, and
Oh
he's
wait,
gonna
they
get caught
found
out
the
right there. And now everyone's just targeting Arch, but Arch is still in a safe place. He is able to keep firing as Scary is taking real
That's the
low.
thing.
He'll go down to the Super Mega Death Rocket, and Arch does get the reset that they wanted, but their health bars are significantly low. That's going to be a 2-for-1 so far in the favor of Akuma, but Illusion was
the
looking
flash
for a
charm
little bit
misses.
more as the Flash Charm misses. And let's see if
Dragon
Gua
Break's
looks to
still
take
available.
the Sonic Wave in.
Yeah, and without Scary here, without Cusco's poison, like
Oh,
you
Illusion
don't
does get
have your
hit. The
front
Resonate
line.
Strike does get Illusion's getting caught out here. That stopwatch just spells the death of Illusion, and now Arch gets another reset. Arch just keeps on tagging Shentai, but Grog gets a little bit too tanky at this point. The dragon is going to be pretty much secured by Akuma at this point because Scary's not there, Illusion's not there. It's going to be a
Yep.
bad fight if Miscats decide to take it.
Ooh, okay, that was actually kind of close
That was
there.
kinda
This knight
close.
is down. Forget if it's down there. Claw in. Baron is on the table. Both these teams on soul points. Only one dragon left of the game before Elder does go on that long. However, Illusion is still dead here. That is a 5 versus 4
Oh,
for the
Scary's
next
gonna get
group.
hit by the hook, and looks like the entire team of Kuma will just
Oh, that's
kill
a-
the Rammus, as now the Baron looks even more free as there's no smite on the table for Miscats. And so this will be the 3rd Baron secured by Akuma most likely, and we're gonna see another attempt to steal it, but with the Gragas.
Oh, yeah. Like, you're on the back foot here. You
Yep.
don't get that hook misses, and you have to run it for the hills right now or die trying.
Yeah, and Shentai will get rooted up here by the traps, and everyone else is caught out. Oh no, to add insult to injury. Cornstar uses the True Shot Barrage in the opposite direction. Illusion gets picked off by the Sonic Wave. Cornstar is running for the hills as Guo does hit another one.
That's
Cornstar
3-7.
will hit a stopwatch, but they will go down. And that's how the series will end as a 5-man ace. Actually, it's pretty much a 4-man ace, and then Scary getting caught out. But what I would say it's comeback from Akuma, but very well played by Akuma.
Yeah, 10 seconds until the next member here, and that's just Cusco's. That's the first turret down. Scary going in after the others are already both dead.
Yeah.
Padding some stats. 2-0 here for Akuma. Much longer game, 38 minutes, 40 seconds versus about
The gold lead was about 15.5k at the end of the game, so
yeah,
pretty crazy. But we saw Miscats kind of coming out to and doing well. They in game two, it looked like a different Muscats team, but they the game state just went a little bit too big of a lull for the most part to allow Arch to ramp up, to allow Dobbin to ramp up. In game one, Akuma did not allow Muscats to do the same. But in this one, Muscats allowed the Jinx to scale, and they got punished for it.
Yeah, and yeah, the team fighting just too huge from a 6-item GP and Jinx there to deal with. Even the Ramus gets shredded, so yeah, good on them. Granted, both these teams already out of playoffs contention,
Yep.
so just a nice way to end the season here for Akuma before retiring until the next season.
Yeah. So I think this is definitely a good learning experience kind of game for Miss Cats, as they have taken down some of the better teams in the division. Akuma did look fantastic today for the most part, but they do have, I yeah. So Viticulture did lose anyway. So Miss Cats will be the sixth seed, so they'll face against Akuma again, I believe. So next week.
Alrighty.
So
Well,
that's gonna be the return. That's gonna be the rematch that they all wanted.
yes, sir. Alrighty, we'll see the gamers again next week then, it sounds like.
Yeah. So, but the completion of this game, that will be the last game of the regular season for BOL Diamond. Next week will actually be quarterfinals, and the seeding is set. The matchups are gonna be Miss Cats Black versus Akuma Sabers. Oh wait, actually this wait a minute. Did Elysium 2-0? Okay, they did. So yeah, it'll be Miss Cats Black versus Akuma Sabers, and it'll be ID Hydra versus Nova Sphere Myth. I hope I got that right. Maybe not. Maybe those aren't the matchups, but those are what I think the matchups are.
Alrighty. You're the admin, so I'll take your word for it.
But with that, thank you for joining me on the cast. Go for Reno. Wookie on production, thank you again. We'll see you next week for BOL Diamond. Make sure you catch us on Monday as we have finals for Masters. Tuesday, we have playoff action for Platinum, playoffs for Gold on Wednesday, and basically playoffs for everything. So, we have a lot of BOL every day of the week mostly. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.